All right, so now I have my good buys, I have my bad buys, and let's say that I'd like to make a evenly balanced file so that I'll have 5,000 of each in there. So I'd like to be able to take a random sample from this, and so by clicking on this I can create a derived data set, and I can come up here in this derived set and I can just select a number less than the number of records that are there. Notice that I'm doing it up here, not down here. So I just want it to randomly go into that data set and randomly pull out 5,000 of those records. I need to select these, put all my fields in there, and create that. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here, and I'll create a derived data set, and I'll put whoops, wrong field. I'll put 5,000 of those in. So I'm not selecting all of them, but I'm selecting 5,000. And I'll call these 5K bad buys and select all these. So I'm going to randomly select a subset of the records from my overall data, and I've got all my fields in there, and so I've created that. So now I should rename this too. So let's rename this and we'll call it 5K good buys. 5K short for 5,000. Okay. So now if I mouse over this, then I've got 5,000 of these and 5,000 of those. If I were to look at my summary statistics, you'll notice that my Y is bad buys only got a cardinality of 1, and those are all yeses down here. And if I do the same thing over here, you'll see that I've got my 5,000 down here, which are all no's. Now, if I go and make another sample from this, then it would randomly draw 5,000, and so some would be the same, some would be different. It's a random process of being able to do samples. So you might be asking yourself, well, wait a minute, we've got over 70,000 records here, and we're only going to use 10,000. I'd like to be able to see if these others are, when I do my work and create my algorithms to predict what's going on, what can I do? Well, we could do multiple subsamples. We could come up here and we could get a series of 5,000 records, and we could come up here and we could randomly sample 5,000, and we could make a whole series of different subsamples. We could train off of one, and then we could run those algorithms against these various data sets and see if it holds up really, really well. You shouldn't be overly concerned by doing a subsample. Even if we get sampling error to where the samples that we come up with are not really very representative of the population, which is unlikely to happen here because we've got 5,000 of about 8,000. So we're getting most of the population here, but not most of the population here. There are these other things we can do just to check our work and make sure that we don't have a weird subsample that does not represent the population. Now we can also merge, or we can combine files, and so we'd like to put this back together now. And so by dragging one data set on another, we can merge the data set, and now we have our merged sample, and it's a merger of the good and the bad buys, and we'll just give it a name. It's a little easier to remember. Balanced auction. All right, so, and I've got my little notes in here that I've got 5,000 of each in here. So now I could stay down here working below this and continue and do things like do my visualizations and run my algorithms and do things like this. If I want to save this file and work on it some more, I can save as a data set, and it will, now it's written it out to that directory. So that's an example of how we can do some of these basic file operations.